Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August the 17th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Thursday out there so far. Everybody has a great Thursday afternoon. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Invest 98L. Near the Cabo Verde Islands. Also, we're going to take a look at Invest 99L, which is not too far from the Leeward Islands. And also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map. And also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Friday, and Saturday, which is not very impressive. Just a few little areas of marginal risk, but we'll show you location if you stick around through the entire video. That way you get a chance to see all of it, and like I said, if you can watch the whole thing, that would be great. I'd greatly appreciate it. That way you will not miss a beat of this forecast, and you'll know exactly what to expect over the next several days to come. Alright, well, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and consider subscribing if you like my weather forecast content. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alrighty, as you can see this afternoon, we're looking at Invest 98L, which is located not too far from the Cabo Verde Islands. As you can see to the right of the screen here where I'm circling with my mouse, this is where the Cabo Verde Islands is. The center of rotation is somewhere about right here. You can see the spinning in the atmosphere there. The system is continuing to push on off to the west-northwest, and it has a 60% chance of development. As of 8 a.m., I would not be surprised to see this maybe increase to a 70% later today or on Saturday. And then sometime early, maybe late weekend, maybe over the weekend, or maybe into early next week, we may have two tropical cyclones in the tropical Atlantic spinning at the same time, which would be Emily and Franklin. On the list if they do become a tropical storm. Alright, in fact, I believe they will. Let's take a look at some information on this here. We're going to take a look at the hurricane guidance of the storm, and that way you get a chance to see the hurricane guidance on this system is. Okay, here's the current position right here. About 72 hours out, it should be located about here. Then 168 hours out, it should be located over the central tropical Atlantic. This is per the hurricane models projection of this, the system movement. Alright, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of the storm. Currently, we have about 25 knots in winds. A handful of the members do take it up into tropical storm status. One's an outlier right now, takes it up to a category 3. There's maybe a few keeps it just a tropical wave. So we just have to, but I'm pretty sure it will become a tropical storm. But we just have to wait and see, because like I said, hurricane season will ramp up as we continue to head through the remainder of this month, through September and the 1st of October. So it's going to get busy, folks, so get ready. It's going to be an active hurricane season for the remainder of it anyway. So, alright, now we're going to move on to some information on Invest 99L. This is Invest 99L Atlantic. This is kind of disorganized still. That's why they haven't went up on the percentages yet. Still 60%. I would not be surprised, like I said, maybe the 2 p.m. advisory, maybe moving up to a 70%, or like I said, Friday or Saturday could become 70, maybe 70 to 80% chance for this wave, and also tropical. Invest 98L as well. I made a mistake earlier. I said Saturday. I was thinking today was Friday, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It could be 70% later today, or Friday, or even Saturday. So just want to get that straightened out as well. All right. Let's take a look at some information on Invest 99L. We're going to take a look at the hurricane models, and then we're going to take a look at the intensity guidance. All right, hurricane model shows that this is the current position. 96 hours out, should be somewhere right in this location here. About 120 to 144 hours. It should be anywhere from here to 168 hours, either up here or somewhere down in this vicinity here. So anybody in the Leeward Islands, down here toward the northern Leeward Island, also in the central Leeward Islands, maybe even the southern Leeward Islands, need to watch out for this system as it continues to push off to the west northwest, and could bring some locally heavy rain, and could even become a tropical storm and bring tropical storm conditions to portions of the Leeward and Windward Islands. All right, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this storm. All right, as you can see, we got about 20 knots in winds. Currently, most models do keep it just a tropical wave. Some do. There's a handful of model runs do want to take it into a tropical storm. Couple one want to take it into a Category 1 hurricane. So, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But right now, currently most models just keeping it just as a tropical wave at this time, or maybe a weak tropical depression. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what Invest 99L wants to do. All right, let's move on to the weather radar now. That was your tropical update. Then we're going to get into your current conditions, and then we're going to take a look at the warnings, watches, and advisories. And then we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center for the next 3 days. All right, we got a line of showers and storms extending from portions of southern Canada all the way through just west of Detroit, Michigan, all the way back into just west of Indianapolis, Indiana. A little bit down there around St. Louis, just east of St. Louis, Missouri there as well. All right, we got some showers over here just south of Portland in Oregon, also northern California. Also some scattered about through portions of Nevada, and also in Utah just south of St. Louis. We got some scattered activity over here in portions of just east of Las Vegas, in the Phoenix area, just west of you guys. Also some in New Mexico, just north of El Paso, Texas as well. All right, we're going to move on down to the south. We got scattered showers off the coastal area, just east of Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Some scattered activities east of Norfolk, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Also down off the southeast and South Carolina, North Carolina coast. Also down some shower activity just east of Miami. We got some scattered showers over here around Tampa, also up towards Jacksonville, Florida. Orlando, you dry right now, but some showers and storms expected for you guys. Also down toward Miami. Some scattered activity down in the Gulf of Mexico as well. Excuse me. All right, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. All right, as you can see, we got air quality alert for you guys up here in Wisconsin, also in much of Minnesota. River flood warning still continue for you guys in the areas of South Dakota. Air quality alert down there in portions of Oklahoma. Still got we got those heat advisories coming back again across the south, extended for portions of Arkansas, portions of Mississippi, much of Louisiana, much of Texas and Oklahoma, southeastern portions of New Mexico. Also got a excessive heat warning over central and eastern Texas as well. Excessive heat warnings over southern Arizona, southern California. Heat advisories for southern California, central California. Red flag warnings have been posted for you guys in northern California and also into southern Oregon. Heat advisory also in effect for western Oregon. Air quality alert there as well. Some red special weather statements issued for portions of excuse me, Nevada, and also portions of California, and also portions of Oregon, and also northeastern Montana. We got red flag warning for portions of Montana, northern Idaho. Heat advisory for central western portions of Washington State, northeastern Oregon, much of Idaho, and much of Montana as well for today. All right, wind advisory for ports of Alaska. North and central Hawaii and Chain Island looks good. South side got a few gale warnings there as well. All right, now let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. Ain't much going on really for the next couple days, but we're just going to show it so that way you get a chance to see where the marginal risk for severe weather and general thunderstorm activity for today. All right, we got general thunderstorms over here in portions of Oregon, California, all the way back into Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. Also down there portions of southeast Louisiana through Florida. Also down to the Florida Keys through portions of Carolinas, all the way up into Virginia, all the way back into Illinois, Michigan, also back up into portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and southern Maine. There's that marginal risk over portions of New York State, down toward portions of Pennsylvania, and also into portions of Virginia, Washington, D.C. area as well. Also, marginal risk over in portions of Michigan, all the way back over to Ohio and portions of Pennsylvania. All right, if you live in New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Let's take a look at the tornado probability. We have a 2% over in Pennsylvania. If you live in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Scranton, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, 2% risk for a tornado. If you live in the 5% area, this includes New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio. This is for damaging winds this afternoon. Also, if you got hail over here in the area, this includes Toledo, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Leeson in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and South Bend, Indiana. This is for large hail in that region. All right, move on to day number 2. This will be your Friday forecast. All right, we got a marginal risk over in portions of Arizona. Also, again, up here in portions of the Northeast, Connecticut, all the way into portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. General thunderstorm elsewhere for portions of Maine down in New York State. Also in the portions of Outer Banks, North Carolina, down in Florida. Also in Arizona, New Mexico, back to California, and also into Montana and to the Dakotas, and also portions of Nebraska. All right, if you live in New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Boston, Massachusetts, Tucson, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, marginal risk for severe weather on Friday. Tornado, 2% in the Northeast. If you live in Boston, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island, Worcester, Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, Bridgeport, Connecticut, 2% risk for a tornado on your Friday. Damaging winds, 5% to brown. This includes New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Boston, Massachusetts, Tucson, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona. Large hail, 5% to brown. This includes Boston, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island, Worcester, Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, and Hartford, Connecticut. That's 5% risk. And let's take a look at day 3. This will be just pretty much just a general thunderstorm activity across the nation in certain areas. So, not anticipating any severe weather at this time, but would not be surprised maybe a marginal risk pops up somewhere. All right, general thunderstorm pretty much from the Outer Banks of North Carolina to the Florida Keys, back to Louisiana, to Arizona, Southern California, all the way up to Montana, and a little bit of Nevada and California. This is just general thunderstorm activity. All right, there's no less than 5% all areas for severe weather, so we are good at that. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a great Friday afternoon. And we'll catch you back in the next one.